let's be real for a second. If you feel like owning a home is just completely out of reach, you are definitely not alone. It's the number one financial stress for millions of people. We're all told to just wait, right? Wait for prices to crash. But what if there's a better way, a more realistic path to affordability that doesn't involve waiting for disaster? Okay, let's really get into this.
This is the question, isn't it? We've all been asking it, just hoping for some big market correction that finally makes things easier. It feels like the only option. You just gotta wait for that bubble to pop, and then you can finally jump in, right? Well, the real answer isn't quite that simple. And honestly, it's a lot more hopeful than just sitting around waiting for a crash. The actual path to an affordable home, it doesn't necessarily require prices to just plummet.
To really get why, we have to understand the sheer scale of the problem. Over just the last 5 years, the median home sales price has skyrocketed by 54%. I mean, just let that number sink in. It's a breathtaking figure that just feels impossible to overcome.
Now, let's put that in perspective with this number. During that same 5-year period, typical wages, they've only gone up by 29%. And that gap right there, that's the whole story. This is the core of the affordability crisis. It's not just that homes got expensive, it's that our paychecks got left in the dust. So what's the solution? How do we fix this? Well, it turns out it comes down to a really simple but incredibly powerful equation that most of us tend to overlook. And this is where we need to totally reframe the problem. Housing economist Mark Dobson lays it out perfectly. We are all fixated on just one thing, the price of the home. But he's saying there are two other massive levers we can pull. So here they are. You've got home prices, you've got borrowing costs, think interest rates, and you've got household income. And while pretty much everyone's attention is laser focused on that first one, the real sustainable power to change your future, it lies with the other two, especially that last one. Let's dig into how we can actually pull these levers. And that brings us to the absolute heart of this explainer. The most empowering, the most stable solution to this housing crisis, it isn't about market crashes at all. It's about growth. So here's the big idea. We get to true affordability when our paychecks start to outrun housing costs. Simple as that. This approach doesn't need some destructive economic downturn to work. Instead, it actually builds wealth and it strengthens the economy for everybody. It's about winning the race, not just hoping the finish line moves closer to you.
And listen, this isn't just some fantasy. This isn't wishful thinking. Major industry analysis from sources like Redfin suggests we are actually approaching a turning point where this could become our reality. For the first time in over a decade, we might actually see wages finally start to close that gap.
Okay, so that long-term trend sounds fantastic. But you're probably asking, what can I do right now? Well, it turns out there's a massive toolkit of solutions that already exists, just waiting for people to use them. Think down payment assistance is some kind of rare, hard-to-find program? Think again. Get this. There is at least one down payment assistance program, or DPA, in every single one of the 3,143 counties in the United States. They are literally everywhere. And we are not talking about small change here. The average benefit from a DPA program is a staggering $18,000. For so many people, that single amount is the difference between being a renter for life and becoming a homeowner like tomorrow. And it's not just about getting a check. These programs offer things like forgivable second loans. Yeah, loans you may not have to pay back. They offer better financing rates, crucial education. They are specifically designed to level the playing field, especially for those of us who don't have access to, the bank of mom and dad. But the innovation doesn't stop with just getting help for the down payment. There's a whole new wave of financial models that are completely rewriting the rules of how you even buy a home in the first place. So let's compare the old way versus a new way called shared appreciation. Traditionally, right, you spend years and years saving up, all while watching home prices just keep climbing. With shared appreciation, an investor gives you the down payment in exchange for a slice of the home's future value. What does that mean for you? You buy the house now, you start building your own equity immediately, and you just share a piece of the profit when you sell, way down the road. It gets you in the game today. Now, another really powerful model is the community land trust. The idea is brilliant, and it's actually pretty simple. A nonprofit owns the land itself, which takes a huge chunk of the cost right off the top. You buy and own the house that's on it. Then, when you decide to sell, you sell it to another income-qualified buyer. This locks in that affordability for generations. It's amazing. And if you're thinking, okay, that sounds nice, but is it just a small niche thing? No way. In New York City alone, similar cooperative models have already turned over 25,000 tenants into homeowners. This is a proven, scalable solution that is absolutely transforming lives and communities right now.
Okay, let's bring this all home. The dream of home ownership. It does not have to depend on the destructive force of a market crash. The path forward is about building, not breaking.
We have a clear toolkit. It starts with that long-term vision of sustainable income growth. But today, right now, we can leverage widespread down payment assistance, we can embrace innovative new ways of financing, and we can support these amazing community models that create permanent affordability. You see, waiting for a crash is a passive strategy. This is an active one.
So the real question isn't if housing can become affordable again, but how. Looking at all these options, you've got to ask yourself, which one of these pathways could be the key to unlocking your American dream? If this explainer gave you a new sense of hope, please help us spread the word. Like, subscribe, and share this with anyone you know who feels locked out of the housing market. Thanks for watching.